Hey, Smarties, we've got a big giveaway going on. $500 to a lucky Smartie just for listening and hunting down hidden Mickeys. We're so excited for someone that is going to win. All of the details are in today's show notes. Coming up, we are talking about Magic Kingdom, a very polarizing park, if I do say so myself. Should we be embracing specific things, replacing specific things? And you're not going to believe this. Wait until you hear which attraction we talked about needing an update. And since recording, Disney has announced is getting an update. It's Carousel of Progress.
If Tomorrowland got to do something different, maybe I need a Buzz Lightyear coaster instead. Maybe I'd be happier with that.
Hey y'all, it's LJ here, owner and founder of Smart Moms Plan Disney and Smart Moms Travel. We are so glad you're here for another episode of the Smart Moms Plan Disney podcast. Now, here's your host, Allie.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Smart Moms Plan Disney podcast. I am your host, Allie. I'm here today with Katie and with Becki. We are talking about some really funny and fun things today. How are you guys doing?
You know, summer's winding down. The kids are finally back in school.
Oh, I feel like we should have like a song about that. Dancing in the streets, moms everywhere being like, hallelujah, I get my pantry back. Although the price of school lunch has gone up significantly, and I can't afford $8 a day for lunch.
That's crazy.
Times 5.
Times 3. Well, yeah.
Oh, 3 for my kids, but Sean's a teacher as well, so I'm adding in his lunch. It's just getting out of control.
Yeah, my kids pack a lot at the beginning of the year, and then when we all get lazy and tired, we change to buying. And this year, I'm like, our lazy, tired habit's going to be too expensive. So I've been telling my older daughter, I'm like, you have to learn to pack your lunch without us telling you to. You just have to get up and do it. It's your responsibility. Please bring your lunch. And I can't remind you, and there's not going to be money on that lunch account.
Well, I plan that, and then randomly I'll get like, $40 has been added to Laker's lunch account. And I'm like, Laker, I thought we were having a plan about you taking lunch. And he's like, yeah, but I wanted an extra piece of pizza. I'm like, dude, that's $8 for that extra piece of pizza. You can't do that.
Dang.
Next year, my twins go to a new school because they change schools a lot in our district. And at next year's school, lunch becomes far more a la carte. And you can just buy a bunch of ice creams, and you can just buy, like, you could buy a lot of, and they're in 3rd grade next year. That's pretty young to have that sort of liberty and freedom with your lunch choices. Gosh. My son is going to buy 8 ice creams, and my daughter's going to buy 8 ice creams for the table. That's like how I see it going.
I totally see it going that way.
Oh my gosh.
My older daughter switched schools this year. I was telling you all before we started, and we live pretty close to the school. We live in a small town, so there's a lot of walkability. And she was getting ready to do her first walk from school. And she was like, can you give me some extra money so that I can buy my friends ice cream? And I said, no. I'm like, if somebody doesn't have money, surely buy them an ice cream, but we're not going to fund the ice cream walk for the entire group for the year. So no.
Oh my gosh. Well, Laker wants to buy one of those ice. It's like a drink that's called ice. I love them. He loves them. They're like 88 cents at Walmart or whatever.
My mom loves them.
But they're $3 at school. Like, we can't do this, bud. We can't do this.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it's wild. My mom loves those drinks, and my kids, she gives them to my kids all the time. They call it, what do they call it? I think they just call it flavored water. That's why when you said ice, it threw me, because my mom will all the time be like, Allie, it's just water. This is just water. I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like my pain point is less about food and more about wake up time, because now we're back into that grind of getting up at 5:30 again. And I could not sleep in. We're recording earlier than usual today, and I could not sleep in to record this morning.
Oh man.
Katie, remind people though how old your kids are.
My kids are in 3rd grade, 1st grade, and preschool.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they have to be up for school at 5:30 to be able to catch the bus that early to go to school.
5:30 at that age is so wild. I don't think any of my kids would be able to brain function on that sort.
It's punishing.
Yeah.
Well, every morning's an argument, right? Like, they're still tired, and then we're dealing with sensory sensitivities, and none of our clothes feel right, and they definitely don't feel right at 5:30 in the morning. So
sounds terrible.
It's awful for us, honestly.
Yeah, we still have late start schools, so my kids don't have to get up until closer to 8.
Oh my gosh. I can't even fathom it.
Isn't that wild? We wouldn't survive 5:30. It's just, we wouldn't.
I should probably just consider homeschooling at this point.
As somebody that's in your life and knows you well, please don't do that.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah,
Oh
facts.
gosh.
Please get them out of the house at 5:30 and then go back to bed yourself.
I
Too
have
much of
done
an
that.
Oh, you really did?
Yes. So this is the first year that all of my kids are in school for like Tally is even a preschool for 4 hours a day, right? So I dropped her off. Tally doesn't have to start till like 8:30. So at least she's a little bit later. But I dropped her off this week and I definitely went back and fell asleep for a while.
Maybe you are just a morning person. Maybe you're evolving.
Yeah.
My batteries drain.
Getting 3 children under the age of 10 out of the house at 5:30 in the morning, fully dressed and equipped for a day,
hmm
it feels impossible to me. So I give it up to you every morning. I give it up to you. By the time my kids
Yeah.
need to get up that early, it's high school. They're going to set their own alarm. I'm just going to peek in and make sure they're up. It's not going to be on me to be getting them out of the house. So I'm very grateful.
I can't be sleeping while they're at school most days of the week. We'll just
No.
treat myself this first week or two.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we are recording earlier than normal right now, but we're all back to our normal morning swing. So it is what it is. Totally fine. We are going to have a great Magic Kingdom conversation today. We've been working our way through each park, talking about should we be embracing or replacing certain things. And we have a lot of opinions on Magic Kingdom, but I actually don't know which direction we're going to go on some of these. So I'm really excited. And we will dive in on the other side. Hey Smarties, did you know that just by listening to this ad, you can save on renting baby equipment from the #1 baby gear rental service across the US, Canada, and beyond? Of course, I'm talking about BabyQuip. When we're traveling, it is just life in a new place, but I don't have beds for my babies or even a high chair for them to eat in. And when we don't have our things, we do not have our rhythm, and it can make it really difficult to enjoy our vacation. Look no further than BabyQuip. With a wide range of baby and toddler equipment available, including cribs, strollers, car seats, toys, and more. BabyQuip helps give us some of that normalcy our kiddos crave and the peace of mind we need. When they are happy, we are happy. All products follow strict cleanliness and safety protocols, and they are there to ensure that you can really enjoy your vacation. Whether at a home, a hotel, a vacation rental, or whatever you're calling home for your vacation, you never have to worry. If you need it, they have it. BabyQuip is available in over 1,500 cities, making it accessible. So whether you're going to Disney World or Disneyland or some other travel destination, BabyQuip will have you covered. They have an easy-to-use online platform for quick reservations and easy customer support. So head to babyquip.com and use the code SMPOD, that's SMPOD, you can save $30 off of any order of $150 or more. That's SMPOD at babyquip.com. Pack light, travel happy. Magic Kingdom is a bit of a polarizing park in some ways. Don't you guys agree?
I completely disagree.
You do?
Everyone should be at Magic Kingdom, loving Magic Kingdom. I don't know what you're talking about, Allie Thomas.
I don't know that people don't like Magic Kingdom. I just think it's polarizing in, is it the best park that Disney has to offer?
And is everything being done well there?
I'm a girl who grew up with Disneyland, and I compare Magic Kingdom to Disneyland a lot. I know I shouldn't do that because they're two different things, but they have a lot of overlaps and there's some differences.
This is exactly what I was going to say. I can't believe that you just said that because I recently went to Disneyland and I have it so fresh in my mind. Listen, I am a Disney World girl. I love it. I still cry when I see the castle. I still cry when I leave the castle. I love Magic Kingdom. I am not here to say I don't love Magic Kingdom. But Katie, as somebody who has yet to experience Disneyland versus Magic Kingdom, and I know it's coming
very soon.
I did catch myself walking through Disneyland this last time thinking, I like this so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are two different things. And should you compare them directly? No. And do I still love Magic Kingdom? Of course. However, when you're looking at the things that, they both have a Fantasyland, they both have a Tomorrowland, they both have a castle, they are so similar. I found myself walking around that bend around where Alice in Wonderland is to the castle, past the Tinkerbell. What is that called? That
Pixie Hollow.
Pixie Hollow. Yep. Walking that little path thinking, I like this better.
And the Matterhorn right there.
I didn't mean to say everybody shouldn't go and everybody shouldn't love it. They should. But it is a very, very overwhelming park. And I do think that some things need maybe updated or replaced that we're going to dive into today. I don't know. I think that recent context of being in Disneyland and seeing the same but different kind of gave that even more of a plug for me.
I completely agree. I forgot to tell you all, if I sound awful today, it's because today is the Polynesian Day for us. I'm in Disney World as we speak, and I'm laying in our first night hotel, which is at All Star Music. So you're getting no headphones, no mic. You're getting a lot less studio ready, raw version of Becki today. But the Polynesian is the very last resort that I have to stay at on all of Disney property. So yay for today. And that I do love about Disney World. Like Disney World does resorts right. Disneyland, that's a very different story.
I agree. Yeah, 100%. And Becki, it's so funny that you're doing a split stay, which
hmm
by the way, we highly recommend here on the pod.
hmm
And also, Becki texted me, I don't know, last week, and she's like, what are the must-do things I need to do at the Polynesian? I'm staying there. And I was like, the cliches, obviously, and I was just laughing because I had a moment to myself where I'm like, I feel like I've beaten all of them like a dead horse. I almost texted you the link to our Polynesian podcast episode. I was really close to just sending you the link.
I have a podcast episode about this. You should really
Yeah.
listen.
It turns out you'd already done all the things that I wanted you to do anyway, obviously. So
Yeah, despite not staying there, right? Like Katie hasn't been to Disneyland, but she knows everything there is to know about
exactly. So
Disneyland.
I'm like, you're staying at my favorite place and it's your last resort, but I mean, the things, you've done the
I've
thing.
I've toured the
Mhm.
rooms, I've eaten
Yeah.
the things, I've drank the things, I've seen the things. Yes. Just haven't put my
Yeah.
head in the pillow at the Poly yet.
Are you in the Moana side or the Lilo and Stitch villas?
We're in Moana and it's Waterview, so I'm really excited. I don't
Oh
get
yeah.
I'm probably not going to have theme park view, but I had to go with what was available based on availability when I booked. So
Oh,
I just
exciting.
want to reemphasize this for people that don't realize this. This is Becki's very last resort that she has to check off on Disney property. And this is such a huge bucket list item for so many people. I want to know in the comments, is it also on your bucket list to stay at every Disney resort? Because this is huge. This is such a big achievement. Congratulations, Becki.
oh, thank you. It is crazy. Sean and I were thinking back like at all of our stays at all of the different places, and some of them he hasn't been there for. So this is not doing it for like everyone in my family. Sometimes I would come with one of my kids, sometimes I would came with the agency. Last night we were going past the treehouse bungalows at Saratoga Springs, and he's like, "What's those?" And I'm like, "Well, I stayed there with the podcast team. That was our very first trip that we went on." And he's like, that looks like a dream. There are so many incredible resort experiences to have at Disney World.
Yep, absolutely.
100%.
I can't wait to find out, like officially, once you've stayed at the Poly, what do you remember the most? What stands out the most? What was the best day?
Yes, yes, yes.
I have a wait list in to hopefully stay at the cabins in Fort Wilderness over my fall break.
They're amazing.
I know I haven't done I haven't done it yet, and I just figure fall was a really good time for it. So I'm hoping.
It really, really is. And I've stayed at it with the old
Yeah.
unredone things and the new ones with now that they're DVC. They need to do Saratoga Springs. They need to do an update to Saratoga Springs tree houses that reflect the updates that they did in the redoing of the cabins at Fort Wilderness. Those were amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're talking about Magic Kingdom. We've got a list here of things that maybe the park isn't polarizing, but these things have some strong opinions. And I have strong opinions about them, but when it comes to embracing and replacing them, I might be a little bit different than maybe you think. So let's dive in. Very first thing on our list here we're going to talk about is Tomorrowland. On a recent episode, I think it was Stacy joked and previously said it should be called Yesterdayland. Did Stacy say that?
So roasted. Stacy did.
Yeah. And it's not true. But here's the thing when we're talking about Tomorrowland, you can't replace it, right? Like the whole vision
No.
of the park, you can't replace it. But does it need what do we like about it?
There's this thing with Disney where they wanted to make things futuristic in the 70s, okay? And so for us in 2025, we're like, this is not futuristic. This is actually very retro, right?
Yes.
And so that is the paradox that we're working with Disney futuristic is it kind of has this Jetsons kind of feel to it of, oh, that's what you thought the future would be.
So what you're saying is we need to put quotation marks around the word Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
I do wish that they updated some things in Tomorrowland, but I kind of love that it is this
Retro.
retro. Listen, whenever you think about tomorrow and the future, our culture has been sort of changed to thinking of dystopian future. I kind of like that we're still embracing the 70s outlook of the future that is, oh, everything's going to be so much better.
Right. I agree. You cannot replace it. And it's because it's so much a part of the vision of Disney World is to have this element of innovation and future. And I understand that Tomorrowland is not really, I mean, right now, one of the shiny toys in Tomorrowland is Carousel of Progress, which just looks so outdated.
Shiny toys.
Listen, I also wish that they would update the last scene of Carousel of Progress so it actually is today instead of the late 90s. That would be fabulous.
But it's one of those weird things. It's like, can you update Carousel Progress though? You can't mess with it because it's history. So our tomorrow vision is history and you can't mess
No,
with
no,
it.
no, no, no. The Carousel of Progress has been updated a few times. They continue to update the last scene.
Yeah, I just mean in general because it is an older, it feels old to me. It feels like
It's
old technology.
supposed to feel old.
That's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. It feels old.
And
It's
I
supposed to feel
don't, I
old.
don't know if it's supposed to feel old. This is why I'm saying, why can't we replace it? If I believe,
Oh,
if
Becki, those are fighting words.
listen though, if you love Walt Disney the way that I love Walt Disney and his vision for what this is supposed to be, he wants to move forward. That is the purpose of this. We know that this was one of the original rides when they went to the World's Fair. So I understand the history side that we don't want to erase history. But for instance, one of the rides that he had also at that same World's Fair had, I think it was called like Ford's Magical something. And it had the dinosaur section that now lives in the train at Disneyland. And so it's still honored somewhere, but more in a museum way. And I feel that way about Carousel of Progress. It's holding a lot of space that could progress forward.
Nope. You're wrong. You're just wrong. So Walt's vision for the Disney parks is that they would continually evolve, right? But his vision for Carousel of Progress specifically was that he wanted people to see how far we've come. He wanted you to have that full picture moment of within our grandparents' lifetimes. You'd have to take a train 7 days to get to California or whatever, right? So I love that you have that scope and that Walt himself is teaching us that scope. Okay.
I agree.
And I have to say, I caught Carousel of Progress again this week with a group of agent friends, and I ugly cried like the whole way through it because I was just so excited for this moment. I have been working 2.5 years to have this moment, and I ugly cried, and all the girls that were with me were singing. It was great. It was fabulous. I wouldn't trade that moment for anything.
I think that's great. I think that moment is rooted in a whole lot of other things that are less to do with Tomorrowland itself.
Oh,
I like like the normal person heading to Disney isn't going to be belting it and crying, although I love it for you. Like so much, you know that. I love it. Here's the thing. I think Tomorrowland is fine, but I think we have to accept that it isn't a futuristic thing. It is a retro tomorrow. And if we embrace that, if we embrace the idea of what it has become, and it's not going, they just cannot continue to, like Tron itself is pretty futuristic, right? Like that.
Yes, that's a good addition.
Yeah.
That's a really good
That's
addition.
a great addition. And it's a great, they put it in a really smart area, even though I have some issues with the ride itself, which maybe we'll talk about. It's a great addition to this area of the park. I think we're not replacing Tomorrowland, but I think we are embracing the idea of what Tomorrowland is, which is in fact a more retro version of what tomorrow is.
It kind of has a bit of a identity crisis in that because like
Yeah.
we could move some of those things forward. Katie, I will not make you remove Carousel of Progress. I think it will be there forever.
thank
I
you.
think that piece of Disney history is too permanent and we don't have it in Disneyland anymore. We do have it in Disney World. I'm fine with it staying there realistically, but we should update it. At least that last scene, I agree. However,
Yes.
things like the Tomorrowland Speedway, come on, we can do better than this.
Yeah.
And it's taking up so much park.
It is.
The Buzz Lightyear ride, I know I've ragged so hard on it, and Becki is not going to agree with me. But let's look for a minute at Toy Story Mania and what that ride could be. And right now, they're in the middle of doing refurbishments to this Buzz Lightyear ride in Magic Kingdom. And I fully believe that even after those refurbishments happen, I'm still going to be like, this ain't hitting the mark for me.
Yeah.
I guess we will see. We will see on that one. But that's another thing that I think that we're missing in Magic Kingdom, but maybe Disney World in general, is in California, you have Pixar Pier, and Tomorrowland's housing several Pixar things. And
Yeah.
so we have Monsters Inc. Why? Maybe it's going to get moved to the new Monsters Inc. area. We don't know. It's not Tomorrowland. And then we have Buzz Lightyear. I can see a play on space travel and
Yeah.
that being something for Tomorrowland. We're getting an update on that. Super excited to see that because I actually don't really love that ride right now. But I'm hopeful because I do love Toy Story Mania. Maybe we'll get something similar. Realistically, what we're getting new shooters and new targets. So hopefully it just functions overall better experience. But in my mind, like, bring some more. If we're going to embrace that Pixar is living in Magic Kingdom in this way, then let's let Pixar live in Tomorrowland in that way and make it like Tomorrowland by Pixar. I don't know. I don't know how to make it work, but it just feels like a lost identity. It's like retro Pixar, future with Tron. There's just a hot mess of things happening over there.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
The People Mover is amazing. Like that's retro futuristic too, right? Yeah. Right now there is an Elio facade thing over one of the pictures or over one of the windows for the shops there. And I'm like, Elio would have been a great meet and greet here. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and again, I hate to, maybe I don't even want to do this, but I'm going to anyway. At Tomorrowland at Disneyland, it was a little better.
It is.
It just was. It just was. Okay.
Did you all know that you were signing up for the Disney World versus Disneyland comparison episode? Because I didn't.
I have to go with what's relevant in my mind. And here's the thing. Tomorrowland is probably my least favorite land. No, that's not true. That's not true. We're going to get into what I take it back immediately. But I just think it needs a lot of updating and some love. And I think we're not replacing it. Of course, we're not taking Tomorrowland away. Of course, it's worth your time. But I think we need to just embrace what it is. And it's not quite tomorrow. Fair enough.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, fine.
Okay. All right. This next one, I'm going to be talking to myself a lot. Peter Pan's flight. We had a Smarty post in our Facebook group. Did you all see the t-shirt she posted? And it said, get in, losers. We're going to pay $1 million to go fly over cardboard, something. Did you see that?
Yes. It was perfect. And I said, if you go to this ride, wait 45 to 60 minutes and keep that as your expectation, you're going to love it. That you're flying over cardboard. It's fine.
It was like a pirate ship, it was supposed to be like a Peter Pan pirate ship. It was definitely a rag on this ride. And I was dying when I saw it. I am I'm on the record for not understanding this ride. And that is what I'm going to say. I am not going to say this ride is bad. I'm not going to say this ride is not worth your time. I am just guilty of not understanding it. I think there must be a lore or a history that is beyond or above me.
I've given this a lot of thought and I figured out what they could do to make this better. We go to the Dumbo ride over in Storybook Circus, and we like that ride because it's a classic nostalgic Disney attraction. It's kind of like, this is what we came here for, to check this box off the list. But in Dumbo, they have that play area where you as a parent get to sit in the air conditioning and your kids can just run around and get all their crazies out. If they did that in Peter Pan, because I have always said the queue for Peter Pan is better than the ride with the shadow sounds and like the Tinkerbell box and like all of those interactive elements in the line. If they made a play area that was what is in the queue of Peter Pan, it would decrease the wait times for it and make it a low pressure kind of ride. And it would increase my wanting to go ride it. Right?
Yeah. Like it's a classic. And if I'm booking your trip and we're talking about your must do things, I'm telling you to ride Peter Pan. I'm not telling anybody to skip this. I just can't understand it. I don't think it should be replaced. I really don't, because I am such a Disney World freak. I obviously love Disney World so much that there is a huge part of me that wants to cling on to the things that are historically important to Disney World, right? Like I may not love Carousel of Progress, but I don't want it to go anywhere. I may not understand this ride, but I don't want it to go anywhere. And I'm not going to tell you to skip it, right? I mean, Becki, are you telling people to skip it?
I'm not telling you to skip it, but I am I'm going to take so much heat for this, y'all. But in 2025, Peter Pan at this point should be living in Yesterdayland because the story itself is kind of taboo when you actually think about it.
Wait a minute. We got to unpack that. What do you mean about it? What do you mean?
he needs to go and save the girl, and the representation of natives, and like there's some things that really
Yesterday
Yeah.
could be like moved over to Yesterdayland and like let's move forward. I love the update they did to Tiana's. I think they could do a similar update for Splash Mountain to Tiana's. I think they could do some upgrades to Peter Pan to make it a better experience overall. And I'm not waiting an hour to ride over cardboard. But I do
No.
love the traditional dark ride. The Disney dark ride is such a classic. And when you're getting in an individual car and just your little families going on this storytelling, like I love that. That's what I love about the Winnie the Pooh ride. It's so nostalgic and perfect for littles. It fits the space of Fantasyland just perfectly. I love it.
Yeah.
However, Peter Pan as a story is just historically something I'm okay with not being the front and center of every vacation.
Yeah, I can't disagree there. Although, like you said, they could do something similar, like Splash Mountain to Tiana. I mean, Peter Pan is already rooted in a very popular Disney story, so we have to. I don't know. I think we have to. We're doing embrace or replace, and it's like I don't want to end this conversation because we talk about it all the time. I'm not like just giving a definitive answer here because I'm never gonna stop not understanding this until somebody explains it to me really well. But I do think for the time being, like, don't we have to embrace this ride? Updating it isn't replacing it.
I don't know.
I feel like updating it could be replacing it.
Well, and I don't even know how to update it unless they were to remake it. But then you're kind of replaying on that retelling of history kind of things. And I understand, like, we don't want to erase history. That's not what I'm saying we should do. But I also don't think we should celebrate things that aren't worthy of being celebrated at this point. And I also think that if I'm saying I'm embracing it, that's a lie to me because I don't ever go on this ride at this point. Like, the only time I go on this ride is if I'm going with somebody who's never been before and they are dying to go on this ride. That's the extent.
Don't we now need to decide, are we making our embrace or replace list for ourselves or for our Smarties? Because I don't feel like I can in good conscience tell the Smarties to not embrace this, but also like embrace it once.
This is totally a replace. You guys are in your heart. I can't say no. I can't say no, but really what you need to do
I
is
need to say no, but I don't know that that's much different of a conversation because this is two different sides of the same coin. Allie's like, I don't think I can say it needs to go away, and Katie's like, I don't think I can make Carousel of Progress go away because they're both so historically Disney. Like,
but here's the thing: if I'm being honest, if I am gonna ride Little Mermaid or well, I was gonna say I'd pick Peter Pan, and I still think I would.
I would never.
I would never.
No, you're right. No, you're right. I'm thinking about that dancing room and those seahorses are like spinning around and the crustaceans. I do love that room.
Yes.
That's really good. I'm just thinking all of the little kid rides, are journeys through rooms. I do like that the Peter Pan one is like up from above and it's giving you a scope that's like different. And I do like it for that. I would just never wait for it. I don't know why it's so much more popular. That's what I say all that. Like, why is it so much more popular than Little Mermaid?
It's not. It's just Little Mermaid gets you through the line faster because it's constantly going. And Peter Pan, you have to load in a pirate ship and lower the bar, and you're only a couple people in each car. It's just the functionality of the ride is imperfect. Like, it can do better. Winnie the Pooh is a similar thing, but it doesn't take as long to load. It's just...
Yeah. Becki, I would like to know why Winnie the Pooh's not on our list today.
Because I'm not going to allow you to get rid of Winnie the Pooh.
I would fight hard for Winnie the Pooh.
If there was a conversation, because Winnie the Pooh has that little play area. I think it's a mini version of what Katie was saying they could potentially do in Peter Pan. But I would 100% be down for a consideration on should we have more dark rides in Magic Kingdom. I think yes. I think there is opportunity for storytelling in Fantasyland. And I don't want to keep comparing it to Disneyland, but Disneyland has like 5, 6, 7 little story ride through dark rides. Alice in Wonderland, Snow White, Pinocchio. They have all of these little rides that you go through. It's perfect for those 18-month to 6-year-olds. Like truly perfect. And we don't have that. There is the Snow White ride in Disneyland that is terrifying, honestly. But
wait. They updated it. Did you know they updated it?
No, I haven't been there since they updated it.
It's completely different. I got off of it and I walked out and I asked the cast member, I was like, is this different? And he was like, when was the last time you were here? And I told him and he said, yeah. And I said, I remember this being a terrifying experience. And he's like, yeah, we got rid of all that. It's not
So
anymore.
why can't we do that to Peter Pan? Why can't we update it to be better? And then think about what we did with storytelling of Snow White in Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That is an update that brings a story forward gives fun and adventure as much as I don't even really love the ride itself because it's just not comfortable. I appreciate what Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is and the storytelling that they've put in a current 2025 acceptable way. We can do this.
Okay, so we're gonna replace Peter Pan.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
All right.
Yeah, I feel good about it. Give me the play area.
Update it, make it more worth that wait. Except then the wait, if they update this or replace it with something better, the wait's gonna like triple.
Maybe at that point they would actually turn it into an individual lightning
I
lane.
was about to say it'll be the individual lightning lane for this park. Over Tron, over Tiana's.
Over Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
What are we doing? Yeah.
We were at Magic Kingdom like 2 weeks ago with my kids, and a cast member just pixie dusted us to use the lightning lane, which was super nice of them. But my kids were so angry that at Winnie the Pooh, we didn't get to go play in the vegetables. And
Oh, that's
so,
funny.
yeah, so this is why I really think every time they add a play area in a queue, I don't think that it serves to increase the wait times. It decreases the wait time. And then your kids are angry that they're not playing.
All right. So I feel good about that. We have another ride. Becki, why don't you intro this one?
This ride is nostalgic. I love a lot of things about this ride. This is Jungle Cruise. It is something that a lot of people play on historical Disney context as well. Disney's tried to bring this forward with movies, kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean has its own movie series, right? How do we feel about it? My teenagers, like I have 3 teenagers and none of them are knocking down the door to go there. My son, who's a 15-year-old, said, "Mom, they need to like add stuff. Like it's way too much time between each of them. Once you've ridden it once, you've ridden it and you've heard all the jokes. What do you all think? Do you think this is embrace or replace?"
Here's where I feel about it. And we have a lot of smarties re-listening to episodes right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you will hear me saying I don't really like this ride, but I've also evolved a little. And I actually like this ride. That's where I'm standing. That's where my feet are right now, firmly planted. We rode it at Disney World last time we were there. We rode it at Disneyland when we were just there. Pretty much the exact same at both. It's pretty funny.
It is.
It's pretty funny. And I laugh pretty much the whole time. My kids have a great time. I really quite love the history of why it is the way it is with Walt and his ride experience with the cast member. I like it. And I think we are going to need to just embrace Jungle Cruise. If you want real animals, go ride the safari. You're really not riding Jungle Cruise to see animals. That's like the shtick of it. You know, like you're in a boat looking at fake elephants. It's kind of funny. And you can see real elephants at Animal Kingdom. So please don't complain about it. You know, you got the option. That's really not what this is. And I really feel like I'm team embrace. The more I ride it, I'm like, it's kind of funny.
This is funny because it has had the opposite effect on me. I used to defend Jungle Cruise so hard. And as I've ridden it more and more, I'm like, meh. I will say we got pixie dusted one time where we were just walking by. I was making a beeline to Pecos Bill to go pick up my food. And I didn't even look up from my phone. I just heard somebody in the crowd say, "Does anyone know where Jungle Cruise is?" And I was like, "It's right there." And then I turned around and it's Jungle Cruise skippers. And they have this map that is like ripped off where Jungle Cruise would be. It was hilarious. Their interaction with us was hilarious.
They're so good. They're funny.
They were like, "Would you like to ride?" And they like pixie dusted us a lightning lane to go ride it, which was so nice of them. But the thing that I think has kind of the magic is wearing off for me for it is you have to have a skipper who is so enthusiastic to be there.
Yeah, but I haven't had one that wasn't personally. But what's funny here is you said you've evolved in the reverse of me. I think it's because you were so team Jungle Cruise that you rode it so many times and now you're kind of over it. And I was so anti Jungle Cruise that we never rode it. And we're just now kind of starting to enjoy it. I don't know that I would ride it every time because I could get burnt out, but it's a fun ride. I like it.
Let me just say, for as much hate as Tomorrowland Speedway gets for being kind of smelly and kind of noisy, if you get stuck on the back of a Jungle Cruise boat, you're not hearing anything.
I guess that's
I think I'm in the middle of this because I actually really do enjoy this ride. We don't go on it often, but we go on it often enough, at least once a year, I would say. And I think that this is classic Disney. that I'm willing to hold on to. And it has evolved. They've changed the story. They've updated some things in it. I think that the sticky humor, like Stacy's a big fan of this kind of comedy, which isn't necessarily everybody's favorite kind of comedy, but I think that this gives space to that. I don't want to say slapstick, but whatever this kind of comedy is, the corny kind of comedy, dry, I don't know. Everybody understands, like, once you've gone on it, then we have this collective agreement that we all know what the backside of water is. We all know these kinds of things. And it gives us Skipper Canteen, which is among the best dining that we can have at Magic Kingdom. So good.
So good.
And it's one of the only rides left that
Mhm.
really gets an overlay. Like, we actually get the Jingle Cruise,
Yeah.
and you don't have to go to the party to go on the Jingle Cruise. You get an actual overlay, and we don't get enough of those in Magic Kingdom, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I don't think it would be fair for us to, like, this ride wasn't designed
Mhm.
to ride a million times and it change every time. And so I don't think it's fair for us, frequent park goers with the opportunity to ride it a lot, to make a replace argument for something that
Mhm.
maybe we're just burnt
And
out on.
I don't think I'm necessarily burnt out on it, but I do think that a lot of your experience is dependent on if you have a skipper who is that this is what dreams are made of, or if you have a skipper that's like, I'm here to get my paycheck.
Well, to be honest, here, you want a really good Disneyland versus World comparison? The cast members at Magic Kingdom, I think, are just so much more magical,
Mhm.
truly, like across the board. It is a different level of magic down there at Magic Kingdom than I experienced at Disneyland. No shade, just truth. And if you happen to have what Katie is calling a bad cast member, which I cannot relate to, ride it again.
Mhm.
Just ride it again and give yourself ride it
Yeah,
again
right. Yeah.
because it
They
should
should.
make you laugh. And I think we should be embracing this. And I am team
Yeah.
embrace Jungle
Is
Cruise.
the movies as good as the Pirates movies?
I haven't
They're
even seen
funny.
it.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson is just he's great. He's a great addition to pretty much every movie he's in my opinion. But it's not the same level of quality that the Pirates of the Caribbean series gave us. However, I agree. I am team embrace Jungle Cruise. I love the updates that they've done in the last 5-ish years. I think it's good. And I don't think I've ever ridden it, even having gone on it probably at least 20 times in my lifetime and not laughed.
Yeah.
I'm going to find something to laugh about
Yeah.
every single time I'm on the ride.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. Yeah. All right. I like it. We're going to embrace it. Let's do one more and then take a break.
Sure.
All right. This one, remember how I was talking about the different lands and I accidentally said this is my least favorite land when we were talking about Tomorrowland? I forgot about Storybook Circus because it is so forgettable.
It's because of the Barnstormer, right? You love that ride.
What a disaster, in my opinion, Storybook Circus is.
Aw.
I am coming to Disney World for immersion and magic and Disney. I want Disney things. What are we doing? What are we doing? Somebody help me out here. What are we doing?
I think maybe this is a land that you just don't understand. And here's why I think that. This land caters very much to that little kid mom thing. We got the Casey Junior splash pad. We have Dumbo with like the playground. I actually think that the souvenir shop right there is probably the best. Like, I love that souvenir shop and it has the stuff from the confectionery and everything. I love that one. The only thing I don't super love over there is the character meet and greet area. I'm not looking forward to meeting the characters and their circus stuff, but it's also where you can catch the train. It leans hard into its theme, but I think that it's a theme that's in a box for little kids.
But I don't
Yeah.
need that. I don't need an entire park area that isolates an entire group of people going to Disney World.
That's fair.
Do you know what exists at a different Disney park? Is Arendelle,
Yeah.
like Frozen. Why are we not
Yeah.
doing that? Why are we not going to Arendelle when we go back there? What are we doing? Why are we going to like a box cracker circus?
I was talking with Macy. She's the one that's doing the Disney College program right now. She works in Magic Kingdom. She considers Magic Kingdom her home park. We were talking specifically about representation in the parks and how different IPs exist. And we were talking about LEO and should there be a bringing in of LEO into the park and how it didn't necessarily hit with everybody, but it was a really good story.
Yeah.
We were talking about Frozen. If we were saying the amount of money that a franchise has brought in to how much representation it should have in the park, we should absolutely have an Arendelle.
Yeah.
And I think that that would be a perfect thing here.
Yeah.
Like, Allie, we have a miniature
It's
version. We have a
perfect.
miniature version of the Beast Castle. Why can't we pull and have more representation of Arendelle in Magic Kingdom? That's perfect.
I think, when you're looking at things like Elio and even Encanto, we're just now looking at getting something in Encanto at
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom. I think it makes perfect sense. And I'm not here to disagree with the fact that IP, a movie, something that, Disney releases, it really needs to prove its legs before they invest in an attraction or even a character meet and greet that's, more permanent, and especially a land, right? Frozen has done that.
I agree with you. My question for you is, if we get rid of Storybook Forest, shout out to all of my Idlewild people. If we get rid of Storybook Circus, where does Dumbo go if that becomes
Fantasyland, where
Yes.
it's supposed to live in Fantasyland.
We don't need an entire circus area to house a Dumbo
No.
ride.
Dumbo lives in Fantasyland at Disneyland. It's where its original home is supposed to be. It's where it needs to live.
I'm really chewing on this and it doesn't feel home in Fantasyland to me, but I'm also the person that went to Disney World after that change happened.
Right. As I'm saying is like, you only know Dumbo as a circus ride. It's not. It's a Fantasyland attraction. If we're not bringing Toontown back to that area, which I'm all in to bring Toontown back. Absolutely. And I know I just said I don't want to isolate a whole group of people. I don't think Toontown does. I think adults and big kid, like, you want to go into Toontown. If we're not bringing Toontown back, let's bring Arendelle in. And I think that's, can you imagine Arendelle in Magic Kingdom? Are you
People would
kidding
lose
me?
their minds.
It would be perfection. And think about some of these overseas rides that they've been able to bring technology forward, and they could update Magic Kingdom in that way if they did that. However, think about what they're doing in Storybook Circus. Katie, you talked about the meet and greets. I too don't love their circus costumes. They're already meeting the Fab Five minus Mickey. Let's go back to Toontown, bring Mickey back over there, and it's basically Toontown already. They just have the wrong theme around everything that's happening back there.
Yeah, I think that's the right move.
Yeah. We're replacing circus so fast.
If we're
It's gotta
replacing
go.
circus, though, is the Barnstormer going away? I'm
Yeah.
pro Barnstormer going away. We can do better than a 21-second kid coaster. Give a kid coaster, but worthy kid coaster.
I rode you guys, I'm so sorry. I am not making this a comparison. I'm just drawing recent experiences.
Oh, no.
I rode the Disneyland equivalent of the Barnstormer. It's like a little Chippendale thing. It's great.
It is great.
It was so fun. It was really fast. It was fun. I liked it. It was better than the Barnstormer.
I think you're drinking the Disneyland Kool-Aid really hard today, Allie.
It's a pretty tasty Kool-Aid. Just saying, it's a pretty good one.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait until you go to Disneyland. I cannot wait.
It'll be about a month, maybe like 3 weeks after this episode comes out, that I will be venturing to Disneyland for the first time. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
Cannot wait. We're going to talk so much. That's when the real comparison episode comes out. All right.
Oh, no.
We're going to take another quick break. We have a couple more here on the other side. Before we jump back into today's conversation, let's talk about this new giveaway that we, the Smart Moms Plan Disney podcast team, are hosting. If you are a smarty who always listens to our podcast, you know we've always tucked a little bit of extra magic into every episode. We are talking about the hidden Mickeys, those fun code words we sneak into each episode. And so many of you are always asking what they're for and if we'll ever consider including you. And now we are. Here's your chance to turn those hidden Mickeys into a little extra magic for your next Disney vacation. We're giving away a $500 Disney gift card to one Smarty just for listening. That's right, $500 to a Smarty just for listening like you already are. So here's how you're going to enter. Listen to the latest episode on Spotify to find this week's Hidden Mickey, and then submit the episode title and the Hidden Mickey code word in the submission form found in today's show notes. That's it. Just like that, and you can have 500 extra magical Disney dollars coming your way in the form of a gift card. But that's not all. You can also go back and listen to older episodes that are archived right there in our Spotify library and submit those Hidden Mickey and episode titles too. Each correct code word equals one more entry to win. The more you listen, the better your chances to win one of our prizes, including that grand prize of a $500 Disney gift card. You can find all the details and the submission form in today's show notes. All right, as we go through Embrace and Replace Magic Kingdom, I just want to tap us on the shoulder and say we're making Magic Kingdom an even better place. Okay, I love Magic Kingdom, but I can't stop thinking about Arendelle in the place of Circus. I can't stop thinking about an updated Peter Pan. All we're doing is making this better.
And to be fair, we did this. If you've listened to our grumpiest episode, a lot of those things that we mentioned that we were like, they should change this, Disney's in the middle of changing them right now.
Right now. Right
now.
Almost like creepy, the amount of things that are happening in Magic Kingdom that we talked about
2 years ago, and almost exactly where we said they should happen. Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. So I'm not saying we're getting Arendelle, but like, let's talk in 2 years.
we think like Imagineers.
Yes. If our phones listen to us, like you even think a thought at this point and you're getting an ad about that thing.
Yes, that happens to me. Are you kidding me? That actually happens to me.
So maybe Disney can like read our wavelength. Give us Arendelle. Give us Arendelle.
Get rid of that silly circus. Okay. Katie, I'm going to let you take the lead here.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to take the lead on this one. So now we are going to be talking about PhilharMagic, which is a show in the Fantasyland area. It's like a 3D theater, so you're going to have elements that pop out of the show, literally, figuratively. And it is among my children's favorite thing to do in Magic Kingdom. We literally cannot leave Magic Kingdom without going to see PhilharMagic. My youngest, Tally, calls it the Donald Duck show. She has to go see it. I have loved this for a really long time too. I think that we talked on the show before. I went to college to study music education. That one day that I went to Magic Kingdom whenever I was 18 years old, PhilharMagic has a really important place in my heart, and I love it so deeply. It has been updated, from 2008 to now. But for the most part, it's kept a lot of the integrity of what it is, and it's just a great show, in my opinion. So I'm fully in the camp of embrace PhilharMagic.
I've never seen it.
I was wondering if you were going to say it. I'm so glad you admitted it. This is justice for Donald Duck. There are so many places where Donald gets excluded, and they lean so hard into this. This is the perfect show. If we're not getting live performers, this is what every show that's a non-live performer show should be. It is so good. It is so good.
It's very good.
Yeah, even having not seen it, I am pro show in any park, really. Sit down, out of the heat, be well entertained. Things coming at you. Great, love it. Give me another element all day. And yeah, give me Donald. Mm-hmm. I have nothing against Donald Duck. I like that duck.
This is like the Muppets Vision 3D brought to relevant current terms and upgraded. So many similar elements between those two shows, but this feels current. This is how Disney can update all of these things. We have Coco in this show, right? Coco's shown that there is definitely a space for that. The music of Coco, but then still leaning into the classics of Lion King and Aladdin and all of those at least millennial nostalgic great Disney music.
Yes.
I just love it. I love it. I love it.
I love the classic Disney music, and not even classic. Whenever I see a new Disney movie, I'm immediately listening for what's the earworm going to, what is the song of this movie going to be? And am I going to love it? So if we have a show or attraction that's highlighting and showcasing the music, give me it all day.
I cannot believe you have not seen it. Like at this point, I'm just like, what's stopping you at this point?
I don't know.
It's a little crazy to me that you have done Enchanted Tales by Belle several times and not done PhilharMagic once.
My youngest has still not been the Beast, so we're on a mission.
Working on that same thing too. Tally's the only one of my girls that hasn't been the Beast.
I know. I'm going to have to hold my other two down and let my youngest daughter roar at the top of her lungs next time they're trying to cast. And I'm going to hold my other two
You're going to muzzle them. You're going to put your hand over their mouth like, shh.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. We'll even go in saying, okay, this time so-and-so is trying to be the Beast. And then they all roar and they're trying to compete and then somebody else gets it. I'm like,
you go all out with the outfits. You should get Beast outfit.
Oh, I already did. And it was amazing. She was dressed as the Beast. It is the most incredible outfit. It was like shiny white sequins here and it tied and it was a onesie and her bum was all beast fur. I'm gonna send you a picture as soon as we're done.
Okay.
And yeah, she wasn't a beast.
Oh.
Yeah, but maybe she'll wear it again. She might be a little old for it, but maybe. Okay.
Back to Fill Her Magic. Yes, absolutely
Yep.
embrace it. And by the way, if you're catching the show for the first time or the 50th time, make sure at the end of the show, you turn around to see the magic that's happening in the theater. Because so many people miss it.
It's so good.
All right. We're embracing it for sure. We only have a couple more. I'm interested to hear what you all have to say about this next one. Tron. It's interesting that it's in our conversation today because it is new. It is one of the more exciting additions that Disney has added in the last few years, being that it is a big kid, big adult human coaster with a big height requirement and a lot of hype. It is an original coaster from Shanghai. I have a student through my dance studio who was in Shanghai Disneyland, and he called me from there when he was there, and we were chatting, and this was a couple of years back, and I was like, what's the best thing you've done so far? And he was on and on about this ride Tron and how it was just the greatest thing he had ever ridden, and he just couldn't believe it. It was so amazing, and he wanted me to ride it. That was years ago, and since then we've had other incredible attractions. And then they brought that exact attraction over. So what do you all think about Tron?
I think this is a miss. I think that the coaster itself is a pretty cool coaster. I think the idea of riding on a light cycle is a really cool idea. However, time and time again, we hear that the coaster's not long enough. I think a lot of people have that feeling about it. It is the very first time that I think Disney brought a ride over that has a size inclusive issue. There are other rides that can have this. For instance, Flight of Passage can have a size inclusive difference, but that size inclusivity is still pretty broad compared to Tron. There are a lot of people who cannot ride on a light cycle, so they have to fit in the one cart that's at the back, which is very, very isolating in and of itself. And I think that if we're leaning into Arendelle has proven its value, I don't think that Tron has. I don't think enough people have grabbed on to what Tron is. We're getting another Tron movie in a couple months, which I actually am really excited because I'm hopeful that they're going to do right by it and bring the story to something relevant. But right now, Tron is holding a massive space in the Disney park, and it just hasn't proven its IP.
Yes, this is exactly where I stand on it too, because I think the coaster itself is great. I think the idea behind it is great, just like you said, Becki, but Tron is not relevant in our society and hasn't for basically forever, maybe since the 80s. We're holding a lot of hope on that Tron sequel that's coming out, right? So
it just feels, it feels so forced.
Yes, exactly. If I'm thinking about if Tomorrowland got to do something different, and I've already said I'm not happy with the Buzz Lightyear ride, maybe I need a Buzz Lightyear coaster instead. Maybe I'd be happier with that. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. It's not this. And like the ride itself is fun. The launch is exhilarating. The launch is amazing. When you do that launch riding a light cycle and you're going up and outside and through all that stuff, like it is fun. And
it's exhilarating.
The more I ride it, the more I'm like, that is fun. You know, like when you go inside, it is fun. I don't know what else to say. It's a good time, but I still feel that it is forced. It is behind the times when you have something better at another park that came before it. It is too short. It is not inclusive. I just feel that for all of those reasons, even though it is exhilarating, that it is a miss.
So what we're actually saying here is it's right on par with Disney and Tomorrowland because they introduced it to us well after the fact that it mattered.
Yeah, exactly. It's Yesterdayland. That's perfect.
No. God, no.
I mean, is that not how you feel? That's how I feel.
It is.
That's exactly how I feel. It's true.
I don't want to say that there was not some really cool Imagineering that they put into this. There is some really great Imagineering work that happened here. And it's not like this is a bad ride. This is a good ride. They just could have done better. That's where I sit.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, I'm not mad about that. I feel good about it. We're replacing Tron very shortly after it's introduced to us.
I'm so sorry to the Imagineering team, but who approved that one? I don't know.
Well, the thing is that it was such innovative technology and Imagineering when they put it in Shanghai, and it was such a hit in Shanghai, and they're like, we're bringing that over. And
Yeah.
it's a great shiny new addition to Tomorrowland, which desperately needs it. Like, I get the thought process.
I feel like I need the context of how popular is Tron in Shanghai. Is that an IP that thrives there? I don't
Maybe,
know.
but look at
Maybe.
what else Disney does with taking rides and bringing them to a different park. We did that with Ratatouille. I personally know one of the engineers who worked on that ride, and they said it was an absolute nightmare to try to just retrofit the exact same ride into Epcot, which is very, very specific on where you can be because of the layout of World Showcase. But they made it work. And it works really well. It added to the story of World Showcase, all of those things. But we have a Big Thunder Mountain or a version of Big Thunder Mountain in pretty much every Disney park, but they're different versions of it. So why couldn't we have done that? Why couldn't we have rather pick this up and move it, just recreate the exact same ride in Magic Kingdom? Like, take the idea, take the technology, and make it better. Make it an American version of whatever it was that they were creating for Shanghai.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, replace this. Faux show. Okay. And that's going to bring us to our very last one. And I would just like to say, we're not just blanket saying replace things and being negative Nellies here. We're giving good options and ideas for how they could have been done better or what we should replace them with. So I don't feel badly about anything we're saying.
True.
All right. The very last one we're going to talk about here. Brand new pub coming to Magic Kingdom, the Beacon Barrel. And that marks the introduction of non-sit-down table service restaurant alcohol in Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom's first pub.
Magic Kingdom's first pub. Y'all have a plan? Y'all have a reservation for Beacon Barrel?
I wanted to be there today. Disney teased us and said that it was going to be open for all of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I was up. I sat on waiting to get the reservation. They're not going to put it at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween until it's opening to the public next week. So I don't get to go, but I'm so sad. I'm so excited that we're getting this. We talked about adding, I think Allie said that the Snuggly Duckling, right? Was what we said.
I did.
We needed to add one. And here we are.
I think I may have even said like a pirate rum bar.
I think you
I may
did.
have said that. Yeah, I definitely said Snuggly Duckling. And I think I even gave two more options, which were a champagne bar on Main Street. And I think I said a rum bar for pirates.
I think you did. And we're getting it. I'm so excited.
I cannot believe we're getting it. I am fully embracing this. This is long overdue, in my opinion. We needed this, not because we need alcohol. That's what I want people to understand. People that think that Epcot is just this wildly inappropriate park where everybody's just drinking. That is not what's happening. You have a little bit of it, sure, but it's not what's happening by the masses, overwhelmingly so.
Epcot is not a frat party.
It is
No, exactly. That's not going to happen bringing this bar into Magic Kingdom. It's just not. And we're going to have so much more fun having a space like this. I am a person that likes to hang out. I like to go and I like to hang out and I like to have a social cocktail. And I can't wait. This is fantastic. I think it's perfect.
I'm going to be there probably as this episode is airing. I will be there that week.
So excited for you.
I cannot wait to hear. I can't wait to hear what you get. I hear there's been some previews of drinks and things, and I've been hearing great stuff. I can't wait.
I cannot wait either. I
am fully embracing it. Yeah.
I do. Having come from a world where alcohol was not a part of our family story, whatever, alcohol is definitely something that can be controversial for a lot of people. So I do know there are people who are sad about this. They appreciated that Magic Kingdom was a dry park in most aspects. You could always get it at your sit-down table service. But I don't think that this is going to change your perception. It's a 45-minute window that you get to be there. You're not going to have people stumbling out hammered in any way.
Also, Oga's Cantina at Hollywood Studios has always had that 45-minute limit. Do you think they really strictly enforce that anymore?
I doubt it, but I also, when you go, I don't know that you're in an amusement park. I don't think you're wanting to go spend hours.
No.
I agree. Yeah. I feel like naturally we're only there about that amount of time. And I have been there where they are strictly enforcing it. Like I have been there when they're like, this is your last call, you're out. But yeah, you don't need more than that.
Mhm.
That's the thing, is you just want to go have a fun sit down and hang experience. And that doesn't take that long.
We agree.
Yep. Yeah.
We're embracing this, girls. We're so excited. We're definitely going to be there together.
I hoped to have a story to tell before this, but it's going to have to wait. Maybe we have another episode that we can talk about that soon.
Yeah, I love it. I'm very excited. So we're going to take one more quick break. Then we're going to review our list here, then do a fun lightning lane. But first, don't fast forward because we're going to listen to Friend Like Me. You know that there are other Smart Moms travel agents out there in the world doing their thing just the way we're doing ours. And they are our friends, and they should be your friends in your social media feeds. So give them a like, give them a follow. And while you're at it, give us a like and follow. If you haven't given us a 5-star review, we want it. We want 5 stars, and we want it from you. Leave us a good review. It helps us more than you realize. So you hear me say it every week, but if you're not doing it, I don't know why. Now's a good time. Are you a smarty at home with little kids? You have to join our friend Alexis Hunt at Smart Moms Plan Disney for Little Kids on Facebook. Anything from baby to toddler to young adolescent and beyond. They are talking about the experiences that their kids have loved and hated along the way as they've traveled with them to Disney World, Universal, and all travel destinations. They're going to talk about what you can pack and what you cannot forget for those little kids. So whatever little kid means to you, and however old your kids currently are, join our friend Alexis Hunt on Facebook at Smart Moms Plan Disney for Little Kids. Smarties, join our friend Kathleen Moran at K Moran Travel Plans on Instagram. She is a behavior analyst with a background in child behavior, so she is so good at sharing strategies that can help reduce the overwhelmed feeling that you feel and your kids feel once you're planning your trip and actually experiencing it. She's a real park content creator with no filters, just honesty, so that you can get the best advice and help that you need. She helps families map out their trips for the best success. So that's K Moran Travel Plans, Kathleen Moran on Instagram. All right, we made Magic Kingdom a better park today. And I don't mean to say that it's not a good park, but we made it better. I am not the person, sometimes I think I sound really cynical, and I really don't want to come off that way. I have strong opinions. I don't mean to be super cynical. The thing is I'm not looking to uproot and destroy classic things at Disney World. You know, I don't want to just take Prince Charming's carousel and take it out of the park, even though it's not something I ride every time. You know, like it has a home there, has a place there. And for any Smart Moms travel agents listening today, the hidden Mickey will be carousel. My point is that I understand that there are classic things that may get outdated, but I think we really dissected the best options for the classics and talked about how we can make Magic Kingdom better. So for a review, Tomorrowland, Yesterdayland, as it's now going to be lovingly called on the podcast, we don't want to get rid of it. We just want to embrace it more for what it is, which is a more retroized version of what tomorrow should be. Peter Pan, we're going full replace. You got to update that. You got to do something better to justify the wait time because we're not getting it. Jungle Cruise, we are embracing it. If you have a bad experience, you need to have another one because you should be having a great time on that ride. Storybook Circus, we are going full on replace it. I don't understand it. I don't know why it's there. I have never understood it. It feels lazy to me. It feels like an afterthought. And I don't know, Disney, what are we doing? I know we're getting villains area, but we need also Arendelle. That's the new hill I'm going to die on. Philhar Magic, we're embracing that. Fun show, Justice for Donald, embracing the music of the movies. We love it.
Can we get?
I mean, you all love it.
Can we get Allie on that? Can we get Allie on that show?
Yeah, I said we as a more collective podcast.
Oh,
I can't
sorry.
give a personal touch on that one, but I believe you. Tron, replace it. It's not right. It's fun. Ride it. Put yourself on it if you've never been. You're going to have a great time. You may even come off thinking those podcast hosts are crazy. That was really fun. That was an incredible attraction. But then you're going to have some reflection and you're going to ride Guardians and you're going to be like, upon further thought, I didn't understand what I was doing. I did not know what the objective was on that ride. And Beak and Barrel / Alcohol in Magic Kingdom, because I still think there's room for more pubs and bar spaces, like we mentioned. We're embracing that. Are you kidding me? This is going to be so much fun. Bring it on. Cannot wait. I feel good.
Good stuff. And don't get Allie started on Be Our Guest. We're fine.
Yeah. You just made me so mad. And not only that, 2 freaking meal credits on the dining plan.
Oh boy. I got Allie started.
Don't even what are we doing? What are we doing? All right, Becki, lead us into a lightning lane.
Oh.
No, No, I'm gonna leave it.
Okay,
I'm
I'm like,
gonna
that's new. Where
Uh,
is that
No, I'm
going?
gonna
Allie has completely forgotten who we are. She's like,
I was thinking about trivia. I always have you lead trivia.
oh,
I'm doing lightning. All right, we're gonna go Becki then Katie because I trust Becki to move faster than
Thank
Katie.
you.
You're welcome. Okay, are you all ready? Lightning Lane Magic Kingdom Edition. What resort are you staying at for a Magic Kingdom focused trip?
the only right answer for me at this point is the Grand Floridian. It's perfection.
Oh,
Interesting.
interesting.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the contemporary because you can't beat that walk.
But Wilderness Lodge. Maybe I'm changing my answer. It's not
Oh,
the only
no.
right answer. Sorry, Allie.
You guys,
Sorry to disappoint.
right now we're just listing the Magic Kingdom area of resorts.
My answer is firm, the contemporary.
No, I don't like the contemporary. I'm going Polly. All right, what advanced dining reservation is a must grab at Magic Kingdom?
A Skipper Canteen, although I don't know that you have to pre-grab it. You can usually find it same day, which is one of the reasons it's amazing.
Yeah.
Allie's going to fight with me, but I'm actually going to say be our guest. We love it. We do it
Katie.
multiple times a year.
Over Cinderella's Royal
what?
Table?
Yes, by a mile.
My answer is Cinderella's Royal Table, even though people know how I feel about it just kind of as a meal. I'm sorry, but you're at Magic Kingdom, you're in the castle, and you have princesses. That is the pinnacle of all meals. Even though it's not my favorite, that is the must grab. Even though it's not my favorite. Favorite memory maker location in Magic Kingdom?
I think anywhere in the hub grass is going to be, or the hub area is going to be perfect. You have to have a picture with the castle. The zoom in one is a really, really fun one over in the hub grass area.
I like that one.
You have a different one, Katie?
Yeah. So if you're walking towards the castle and you turn left, it's like there's a spot kind of there by Sleepy Hollow where you get the side of the castle. I think that's the spot right there.
I have two things to say. Number one, I actually do think the memory maker photo by Tron, where you're like shooting the light into the air, is pretty fun. I think that one's pretty fun if you're looking for magic shots where they add stuff. And then a pro tip, if it's your first trip to Disney World and you get on Main Street and you want that family memory maker photo with the castle, don't stop at the first memory maker photographer because you're going to see that photographer and you're going to think, oh, we need our picture, and you're going to stop. They are literally lined all the way down the street. You may pass 10.
There's a lot.
And so I just feel like wait until you get a little closer. You'll have a little less people. Like it will be a less obstructed view and you'll be closer to the castle.
Do not overlook, if you happen to be in Fantasyland at nighttime, the opportunity if the Rapunzel lantern is available for a memory maker. It is so cute to see little babies looking in and seeing their face lit up. Not even little babies, like teenagers. I would want that picture of my teenager too. It's amazing.
It's pretty cool.
We can't not mention the lantern. Okay. Rope drop or park close at Magic Kingdom?
Close the park for me. Close the park and stay after everyone else is leaving. Just stay as long as you can.
Be sure to check your park hours because a lot of times the park is open after fireworks for a little bit. And a lot of people are doing the mad dash out and you can go ride something. And then after you ride it, that area in front of the castle and it's all lit up, empty. Empty.
You do have to be careful because this time of year we're getting into those, Halloween and Christmas parties. And so Magic Kingdom is not always open late unless you have a party ticket. But I agree with you. Closing the park, you got to catch those fireworks. You will be so sad if you don't. And the new nighttime parade.
Yeah, if you see the nighttime parade, give a big extra wave to Snow White. She's so beautiful on that float. I love her. Okay, favorite area in Magic Kingdom?
I think Adventureland is my space at the moment. I don't know. My answer is going to change every day, but today it's Adventureland.
It's got to be Fantasyland. Like, I would give my left arm to just live in Fantasyland.
Mine's definitely the hub. Main Street. I could go to Magic Kingdom and just stay on Main Street and the hub. I love the castle so much. And I love the music and you can hear the Dapper Dans.
I literally I uprooted my whole life so that I could come to Disney. sorry, Pittsburgh. Jens is great, but 30 years in the Berg, I had to come see the castle every week.
I could just stay on the hub all day, Main Street, shopping, eating, sitting, listening, smelling, watching. Love it.
You know what I wish the hub had? Not that we're in a conversation about embrace or replace the hub.
Champagne.
They could use a champagne bar, sure, but they could also use more shade. It is a hot area.
I agree. Absolutely hot. You have to seek out shade. That's true. But I just would have such a good, I have gone to Magic Kingdom and only gone to that area, like not even ventured into the lands. That was fun. I think we did a good job. I feel good about it. If there's something in Magic Kingdom that you think needs embraced or replaced, let us know. Join us on Facebook. That's where we love to keep the conversation going, and I love to hear the different opinions, and I love to hear when you think we got something wrong too. That is going to do it for another episode of the Smart Moms Plan Disney podcast, and until next time, we'll see you real soon.
So everybody told me that I was going to love the new Starlight Parade. Everybody. Becki was like, Katie, you're going to cry. I was like, oh boy, this is great. I go to see the parade with Danielle, and she and I see it, and I'm like, that was fine. This week.
You didn't see it?
I did. I saw it with Danielle.
No, you didn't see it.
Hold on.
Okay.
So this week I skipped going to see it while I was there with other friends, and they came back. I was like, hey, how'd you like the new parade? And they were like, it was great, but Pinocchio didn't wave to me. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they were like, Pinocchio didn't wave to me. He was just dancing with Geppetto. And I was like, what are you talking about? Do you realize that the blue fairy only lights up at certain times, and I didn't see him whenever I was there?
I actually think it's a flaw in that one space, because it needs to happen like every 1 minute or something, so that everybody gets to see that transformation. I can't believe you missed it.
Danielle
so
was
you
there
still
with
haven't
me.
seen it.
I still haven't.
Oh my gosh, Katie. You need to like be at a space where you can walk with the parade so you get to see it, because it is amazing. I saw it and instantly started crying for you. And you haven't gotten to see it.
I know.
Did you guys see the picture I texted you?
Just now?
I did it while we were recording.
Oh my gosh, that's too cute. I'm so sad that they
This is
didn't
a picture of your baby.
The
Oh
bee-
my
look at the-
gosh.
It's so cute. The butt, look, the butt is fur.
Actually fur? It's not.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It just
It's
looks like
fur.
in this picture,
It's
but...
fur under the tulle. Look at this.
Oh
Oh
my
my word.
gosh.
It was the most incredible outfit.
And she didn't get chosen to be the beast.
Sad face.
Why? I don't think that they realized she was dressed as the Beast.
I will be right back. I'm distracted by Matt snoring, so give me just a minute.
That's right. Tap dance?
Yeah, that's what
That's what called. Should we embrace them? Should we embrace them? Did I say embrace twice?
Yes.